Hello everyone, this is Phila. Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be going into the toolbar and we're going to be looking at each tool here one by one so that we can make a sense of it. Follow along. Let's start with the first tool here, tool icon. It's the move tool, and as you can see, Photoshop will give you a brief description of how it works. The short code is V, and you can see learn more, so you can click on learn more and go and read if you need to, but I'll be showing you how it works right here and right now. So let's attempt to move this image that I have on my screen right here, and I will left click on the image and try to drag. You can see nothing is happening, and this is because the currently selected layer is a background layer. You cannot move the background layer or change its stacking order, blending mode, or opacity. However, you can convert it to a normal layer and then change any of these attributes. Alright, we have that. Now, a way to go around this is to come here to the background layer here and try to duplicate it. We are right now at the right hand lower corner of our screen. So you can either right click and press duplicate layer. Okay. Let me do Ctrl Z. Or you can click and drag into this square with this @ sign in the middle, and it creates a layer for you. Now let's come back and show you how our move tool works. You can see the new layer we created is moving freely because it is not a locked layer. Alright, let's assume that we don't have a second layer, we just have our background layer here, and we are trying to make it move around on the canvas. You can double click on the layer, you can double click on this layer, yes, and it's going to bring a pop-up, convert to normal layer. You press OK, and layer is converted. You can see it has changed from background layer to layer 0. Now we can now move it around. So that is how the move tool works in Photoshop. Alright, let's continue. If you look closely at the move tools icon, you will see a small arrow at the bottom right corner on the toolbar. When you long press it, there's a pop out here, and you will see a tool that was initially hidden behind the move tool. And I think Photoshop does this because it's trying to conserve space on the toolbar. So many of these tools are stacked together, as you can see in the next one too. So when you see these little arrows, just know that when you long press, you have a pop-up with additional tools in the same stacked together under the icon that you can see. So let's continue. The second one here is the artboard tool. So let's click it. So what the artboard does is you can click here and drag to create shapes. As you can see, our canvas has been enlarged. Let's see if we can draw another one here. Good. So we have these plus signs on the four corners of this artboard. If you click any of these plus signs, you can see it has created another one. Let's click on this. It creates it above. Let's click here. It creates it by the side. Let's click here. So I think what these artboards are used for is maybe like a presentation type thing. You have it here, you can put some texts on it, and then you export it out of the system and make use of it anyhow you want to. So that is how this works. Let me go back to Move tool, that's a default tool, and let's Control Z our way out of this. Let's move on to the next tool on our toolbar, and brief description is a rectangular marquee. Let's click and see what it does. So these four icons that we have here, our first four, are referred to as the move and selection tools. As we go forward, you will see how these three are primed for the selection process. So let's left click here, click and drag. So we have matching ants around this area that I've dragged. You can move it around any way you want to. But here's the interesting thing. This selected area now will respond to anything, any adjustments I make to this picture. Meaning that any adjustment I make from here on out will only affect this selected portion of the picture. So let's give it a try. Let's go to adjustments and let me try and increase the brightness. As you can see, as I'm dialing it up, it has only affected the selected area of the image. So that is what the rectangular marquee does. Now, when you're working with tools in Photoshop, you pay attention to the options bar, just right under the menu bar here. There are a lot of things you can do with this options bar that you can tweak to make your selections more dynamic. Let's say, for example, under this we have new selection. Let's select new. Yeah. Then let's come here and attempt to make another selection. You see that the first selection has disappeared. So what you can do to remedy that is to come up here and click the second box, and this says add to selection. So if you have one selection here and we need to add to it, you come here and click and drag, and you can see it has added to the selection. When we attempt to move this, that's added to this. So when we come to the move tool and attempt to move this, you will see that our intricate patterns are moving. So you can use this as a design if you wish, and this can only occur because we have another layer that is not the background layer on top of the background layer. So let's do our Ctrl Z. Let's assume that we do not have this layer here. We just have the background layer, and we use our rectangular marquee tool and add to the selection, and we come here and attempt to move our selections. You see what has happened? It creates a block in the system to actually cut out of the background layer and leave a space behind. Well, we don't want to do that to our images, but for artistic expression, you can do as you will. If you enjoyed this session, go down below, click the subscribe button, and follow for more. Thank you.